I think the excitement of where we are now, a couple of years after that COVID pandemic, is that universities are beginning to ask themselves the question of how can we use digital to enhance what we're doing? Whereas COVID-19, obviously, like for many industries, was how can we do it to make sure we can actually still continue to operate? Now, 2 years on, we're in a position where we can say, okay, how are we going to use our digital futures to enhance the teaching and learning that we do at this university? And that is an exciting question to me. I actually think one of the challenges for universities is that probably where a lot of students are now is they want choice. They want to be able to choose, maybe on the spot, whether to physically turn up to a lecture or whether to not do that. So they want an amplification of their ability to choose what they want to do. And of course for universities, the cost base of that is an ever increasing cost base. So I think some of that seamlessness needs to come into the educational models so that we meet and exceed expectations whilst not diminishing the value of that face-to-face educational contact. I do think the higher education sector is on a bit of a catch-up in terms of that modern digital approach, modern digital ways of working. The digital transformation strategy that De Montfort's adopted is split into foundational, optimising and transformational work. Foundational is making sure we have the effective underpin to enable all the ambitions and the things that we want to do. And optimising is about making the best use of what we've got. So some of the agenda around personalisation, I think especially, is something universities should be looking at in terms of what they already have. We need to provide personalisation services in those so that the students themselves can pick out of the large selection what are the things that matter to me, or what do I need now today as a first year, and then as a second year that might be totally different. What are my circumstances? What do I care about? Rather than what does the university want to tell you? I think the final thing of that transformational is the chance to create really different educational experiences that are enhanced by digital, and thinking about that with our academic community is a key part of my role and what I'm doing. I think there are always people you can learn from within your own sector, and there's some really, really interesting things going on around student journey. So Staffordshire University have done some really groundbreaking work actually around student segmentation, and we learnt a lot from them. Liz Barnes, their ex-VC, has very kindly come to De Montfort and explained what they did and how it helped them drive the outcomes that they wanted, the improvement to student experience. And we aren't afraid to copy and learn from other people, and you can see the difference Staffordshire's made. You can see it in their NSS results, in the satisfaction that their students have, and they did it over quite a short period of time. It's again where those sort of human-centred digital techniques can come and help universities to do that. De Montfort, in common with I think a lot of the higher education sector, had a pretty traditional waterfall approach to project management and had a lot of individual teams, so a lot of handoffs between teams. And to me, one of the benefits of the move to a sort of product model is it's an orientation shift, moving that shift sort of 180 to say, actually no, we have a team that works on our student products, and we have a team that works on our business productivity products, our back office products. And that team isn't just people in IT, it is also people across the business that have accountability and responsibility for those products. Now that's a paradigm shift in your mindset, and you also have to put in place the skills for people to then be able to work to that, and that's a journey. I think that's probably at least 2 years worth of journey. But that shift is a really important signal that we are all aligned to the purposes of the university. Really be bold, be bold in the vision. Understand what your university wants to achieve actually from digital transformation. It's like many of these buzzwords, people will tell you they want it, but they won't necessarily understand what it means, and it can be lots of different things. And in De Montfort's context, it's definitely there to make sure we have the people, process and technology to deliver to the Vice-Chancellor's strategy. That is the key reason why we are undertaking digital transformation. So knowing that helps us understand where the priority should be and where the investment should be. We held the first Montfort University Digital Festival last December. That's going to be an annual event for us, and part of the purpose of doing it was to showcase all the work that's already going on across the university, all the things people are doing that's speaking to that digital transformation agenda. And unsurprisingly, both AI and generative AI, there are things that people are doing all over the place which came out because of that approach. And it's really, really interesting. So if I look at our School of Fashion, already the big fashion houses are using generative AI. So they are already thinking about how can we change the way we teach, how can we change what we do to let our students take advantage of what that can offer. How we approach answering student queries and questions. I think that we've got chatbots. All of these things are only actually the next step in the journey of whatever that digital thing is. We have chatbots, but we are beginning to look at how can we move from having a chatbot that has a sort of bank of answers to common student questions to having a chatbot that learns based on what the students are actually asking. I think that's another really practical use case. We're beginning to think about how we use it in research as well, for our research students. And we are also thinking about how do we keep ourselves safe in this world of generative AI, and that's the other really important point. Having a policy on use of AI in teaching and learning, used by students but also used by our tutors, that's really important to us. The big change for us, I think, is that our ambition to continue to be known as an innovative university means that we really want to mainstream some of this stuff across all our courses rather than it just being for the ones where, say, industry has taken the lead. And we've just announced that we're going to have a Pro Vice-Chancellor of Artificial Intelligence. We're talking about all the exciting things, the generative AI, that we sometimes forget that actually, some of our digital natives, they don't actually have access to broadband at home. And I think it's really important to remember that, and a really important focus of our digital transformation strategy going forward is going to be inclusion in the broadest sense. I would like to think that a modern UK university would still have a physical presence and would still create that community of learners and that sense of possibility. That sense of opening up educational opportunities that people didn't even know that they had, and then being able to use those to broaden their horizons or achieve things that they didn't know they could achieve. Within that, inevitably, there'll have to be a seamlessness between their digital and their physical work and presence.